What a week this has been. And it's not a topic that I really wanted to really discuss or to even think that it was ever even going to get to this point. But unfortunately, it has. I'm hoping I can at least get this microphone set up properly because I'm changing how it is compared to the main PC. But yeah, like you guys are reading the title. It's 100% legit. I promise y'all. After more than 13 years. Now, 1 second. Yeah, good morning, Jack. Morning, Jack. After more than 13 years, I'm now at the point where I'm having to retire DoubleZWWE. And it's not an easy decision. It was not one that I just made spontaneously thinking, oh, like forget it or anything like that. It was one I really had to think about after what just recently took place. So I want to give like a bit of a backstory. Like I have to bring up 2020 because I know I just made a post about this on Facebook, but there was one thing I forgot to mention in there. But I have to compare this to 2020 because of how things kind of come full circle. So we remember April 2020. That was when the whole March scan enforcement stuff happened. We all know the story. And I remember because like I told both Attitude Pop and Brothers of Destruction 22, being like, hey, this is happening for your guys' safety. You might want to delete all your videos just to protect your channel, because they thought that, oh, if we just put our videos on private, it'll be just fine. But it's just like the videos are still tagged with the third-party system and everything, and WWE can track that stuff if they wish. So it would not be best for them to keep their videos up. So they deleted all their videos when 2020 came around. And this was after I already lost the channel. So I had to warn them, be like, hey, got to take precaution here. So DoubleZWWE was gone. And it didn't come back with a new channel until January of 2021, because I had to see through my own eyes, through Attitude Pop and Brothers of Destruction 22, when they came back, to see that it was safe to come back. Because I remember they did tell me behind the scenes that they wanted to come back, and if they got their channel shut down, then it was fine, because they just didn't want to have the channels remaining dormant. So then when I saw that their channels were being just fine after still uploading for a while, I was like, okay, it could be safe to bring DoubleZWWE back. So January 2021, I finally did so. And I admit I overdid it with the uploads because, well, I mean, I've talked about this in a video on Zunaga's Man. All 4 channels that I was using at the time combined had uploaded over 1,200 videos in that calendar year. So I really kind of burned myself out there. And occasionally, that was why I started easing up on the uploads on DoubleZWWE, because this is like, I could not do that again. Like, I cannot overdo it with uploads, because like I don't want to burn myself out from this platform, because it's like it hit hard when 2022 was starting. So that's why the uploads on DoubleZWWE started to ease up for those who probably everybody's been on the channel probably noticed that. So the channel is still going. Occasionally I would upload videos. And at some point this year, I looked at the numbers and I realized something was a little weird, because I was trying to go through the analytics to where they would say where your monthly view count is, like how many you got per month instead of just like daily and stuff. And I was looking and I saw that the numbers were like way down. And I realized that the monthly views I was getting as of this year were the equivalent of how many monthly views the channel was getting when I first started back up again 5 years ago with DoubleZWWE. So the viewership has really been not the best. And I know Brothers of Destruction 22 and Attitude Pop, they both had the similar like problems, because like they felt like the numbers could have been better for like even their videos with like so the size of their channels and everything. So I think that was what kind of made them kind of distance themselves for the most part from YouTube in the meantime. And I can understand why. Like you guys think that viewership would have been better because of your subscribed audience, and it didn't happen. So you kind of felt deflated, and that's perfectly understandable. And I was even seeing that with DoubleZWWE content, because like sometimes the videos would do fine after a while, but some would struggle to even reach 1,000 views despite almost 75K subscribers. So that was a bit odd. But then came just recently, because I have the Twitter DMs over here. And I'm not going to show them on screen and everything. Like, I'll kind of paraphrase some bits of it, because, again, I'm not going to show.
From the doubles.
Oh, stupid speaker. But I want to kind of bring up the conversation that happened with Brothers of Destruction 22 just yesterday. So almost 10 o'clock in the morning, he said, "Hey, man, it's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Not sure if you're aware, but BOD22 and Attitude Pop were terminated within the last few days. I just found out myself. Apparently, they've been striking me since Friday, and I wasn't checking my email to delete the videos again. The E has been on a rampage lately because they've been recently removed many of my Daily Motion videos as well. So want to make sure you're aware and take the proper precautions. Hope you can keep your channel safe and let others know as well if you haven't already." So that was the opening message from BOD, and that really raised eyebrows, because like, I know we've gone over this before, because like channels on YouTube and some other platforms may have still seen this, where people were reacting to like recent content, like, oh, somebody debuted, and they give their reaction and showing everything on video and all that, and they were having copyright problems. And then came the Daily Motion problems that I know BOD brought up, and it was one that I brought up as to why I've retired from Daily Motion, because now BOD says he's been going through problems on Daily Motion with WWE as well. And I know it's different content, because with him, it's like the full WWE like matches or segments and everything, while the content that I got hit for were more edited, personalized content, being like one episode of my podcast and an archive of one of my WWE show reviews that unfortunately got messed with here on YouTube. And so I responded to him as soon as I saw the message. I was like, wait, copyright strikes? And he said, "I'm afraid so. I got multiple of them within days. Very scary. And I would form TH14, but I lost his email. Sorry for the bad news." So I'm hoping Mr. TH14 can also be notified about this. I don't know how to contact him to warn him about this, but this is not very settling news. So then afterwards he says, agrees that this is an unnerving bit of information. He says, "I should have taken the video removals from Dailymotion more seriously and monitored BOD22 more carefully. I didn't think much of it because Dailymotion almost never does that. They even threatened to terminate my Dailymotion as well." So then he actually showed me a screenshot where he had a lot of notifications between the 26th and the 29th of June of this year from Dailymotion, where he was getting videos just taken down. So like, he showed me, and I think he said it was like a fraction of what it said. Oh yeah. So he said they removed a ton and more than the screenshot. I was so surprised, and like, when this is going to stop. So he had a lot of videos getting taken down from Dailymotion by WWE as well. And I said, that's overkill. The only two videos I mentioned, what videos got removed from me on Dailymotion. He said they finally stopped on July 11th. I feel really bad now not thinking this would happen on YouTube later. And that's understandable, because it's like, we can't predict this stuff. You know, we didn't predict the 2012 copyright Armageddon. We did not predict the mark scan enforcement thing that happened in 2020. Like, it happens out of nowhere. If we were given some heads up or anything, be like, hey, you guys better do something by this point, otherwise your videos are going to be gone, then it would be easier instead of like a surprise thing like we had just seen. Let's see. Then he also said, like, I told him, especially after what happened in 2020, I saw that videos suddenly all got blocked in Russia after the copyright policy changed from 2020, when they all got blocked in multiple countries. So something odd is happening. And he said, I've noticed newer wrestling channels show to hit 1K on videos now. Definitely not like how it used to be. And that's very true. Like I just mentioned right now, this whole, before I continue reading the messages right here, it feels like a parallel now in terms of what happened 6 years ago. Like I said, 6 years ago, I lost my channel, and I had to warn both Attitude Pop and Brothers of Destruction about all of this. And now you fast forward 6.5 years later, they lose their channels, and now I'm being warned about this. It's like, I thank Brothers of Destruction 22 for letting me know. Like, massive thank you, dude. Like, I appreciate it. Let's see. Then I said, I remember bringing the surprise sudden change to India and other countries being blocked when it happened in April 2020. I noticed that low viewership as well, even with my channel having 75K subscribers. And I said, it also doesn't help that my upload schedule on DoubleZWWE can be random at times. I know that was a factor. I had to ease up on posting and to avoid burnout again after 2021. All I wanted to see was a channel hit 100K again, just so I could say that I did it twice. And I also had something planned for that, which I'll bring up in just a moment. Because like I had plans for when the current channel was going to hit 100K. And he says, if I recall correctly, you were uploading daily at the time, right? And I thought I did, but like the thing was when I started over with DoubleZWWE, I was doing 2 uploads every weekday. So like I wasn't doing daily uploads, just like giving myself the weekends to just ease up a little bit. And he said, although risky, you could closely monitor your emails, and even if you get strikes, they usually don't terminate until a few days later, although this could vary. This, of course, being a way to avoid deleting your content. And I know that could have been an option, but the thing was, like, if these strikes were to happen, like, in the middle of the day while I'm asleep, then there's no way for me to, monitor it, Let's see. So I had told him that I may have to delete the videos like you and EdgePop did. He said, sadly, this is your safest option. As needless to say, I'm sure the WWE isn't finished with their petty takedowns, which, yeah, wouldn't surprise me. And I told him, it looks like DoubleZWWE retires today from content uploading. I want to keep the channel up if I can, but the whole thing is bringing back the 2020 flashbacks. And he said, yes, for real, it's like 2020 all over again, but reverse. You get the chance to save your channel. I feel for this, man. Screw WWE and YouTube, which, yeah, I can agree with that mindset there. And then I mentioned that, hey, everything's like surreal here. We got reverse roles saying that you and AtuPop were able to like be safe when I was removed. Now it's the opposite. And then he asked me to join his Discord, so I'm glad that I joined there. We can be able to talk in there. And I told him that I wish this whole thing wasn't happening. You, AtuPop, and myself are like a big three on YouTube with these kind of videos, because I know there were other channels that were also like in the community that also had big size, like Mr. TH14, Triple RKO, and maybe some others that Sablelicious. I almost forgot Sablelicious hasn't like peeked around in a while either. Like I'm hoping he's doing all right. And he said, this is one of the worst feelings in the world. And yeah, I can't tell you how much I miss the days of uploading between 2016 and early 2020. We were all thriving and growing so fast back in these days. And then I remember hitting 1 million in July 2019, which was awesome. And I almost forgot, like, I also got to give credit also to both Attitude Pop and Brothers Destruction 22, because, like, when I came back with DoubleZWWE, they were quick to let people know. So it's like, I got to thank both of them for doing that. Like, they didn't have to. So it's like, I'm thankful for both of them for deciding to do that. Then let's see, close to the end of the conversation, saying, I'm glad we took the risk and got a few more years of uploading, even though it wasn't the same. And that was essentially the end of the message. So, because like the rest was just talking about, hey, we can continue talking on Discord. But it's like this whole thing was just very unsettling, because it's like the whole day, like for the next couple hours before I finally decided to pull the trigger and delete the videos, I was going back and forth between looking at Creator Studios on DoubleZWWE and then looking at the emails, make sure I wasn't suddenly getting a strike in case I had to act fast. And I even screen recorded like an entire video on my computer as this was going along, like almost 20 minutes of footage of where I was just deleting every video, because like I had to do it in like batches instead of everything all at once, because YouTube won't allow it. But it's like I was recording that, trying to like bringing up memories and all that stuff. It's just like a lot that was just suddenly happening all at once. And it's like, again, I didn't want to like make this decision, but it's just like, if I left those videos there and WWE came after me and took those videos down off DoubleZWWE, we would be having 2020 all over again, and I would be losing everything and having to start all over once again. Like, I've already lost 7 channels in the past. I was not going to risk losing DoubleZWWE and then however many others they felt like taking down afterwards. Because I know the whole thing was weird and like inconsistent, because like they took down DoubleZTV and DoubleZTV Gaming 6 years ago because they said, oh, they're linked to a channel terminated for copyright strikes, but they didn't touch WWE's War or Zuniga's The Man, so that didn't really make any sense. So it's like, this was one of those cases where it's just like, I had to delete everything from the channel just to keep everything else safe, because it's like, yeah, I've got all the content backed up. But anybody who's lost a channel and had to start over and rebuild knows the headache that it comes with it. So it's just like, it's one of those things that like I had no choice but to just nuke all the content from DoubleZWWE to keep everything else safe, because this is like, I can't go through all that again. Like losing everything and then possibly having to start over and like re-upload everything and try to rebuild an audience from scratch. Like I wanted to hit 100K on DoubleZWWE because like I had the big plan already in mind, because what I was going to do, and I've told a few people about this behind the scenes, was that, because like I know I still got DoubleZWWE up, but just like no content. But I was going to, when the channel hit 100K again, what I was going to do was that I was going to buy a belt from a championship from Undisputed Belts, the same kind that I got my own personalized belt from. I was going to have them have silver plates. So it was like make up like YouTube Silver Award, because I never got the bun back in 2017. The front plate was going to have the logo for the DoubleZWWE like channel, everything, like probably either the one from that I put in the top right corner of videos, or maybe even like the NWO-esque logo that I made years ago. So one of them in the side plates, and then with the base plate. And with the side plates, one of them would have the date for when the original channel hit 100K back in September 2017. And then the other side plate would have had the date for when the current channel would hit 100K. So kind of like two, like, whole 100K thing all pushed into one there. And I thought that would have been like a perfect, like, thing to do, like, as a bit of a personalized celebration. But now that all this happened, it looks like that's not going to be taking place. Like, I'm not going to keep my fingers crossed and think that it's going to happen with another channel, because let's face it, trying to grow a channel on YouTube is not easy, no matter what niche you're in. Because I know I just even had a talk with General Jerry, because like he was talking to me about this after my Facebook post, and he's saying that like even just having a channel talking about wrestling is just completely oversaturated here on YouTube. It's like it's hard to grow and stand out when you got either other companies already well established that are getting in the way, or people that are actually companies like Cultaholic or What Culture or any of these others that probably have a bit more leeway, and you got teams to work with and everything, compared to like an individual content creator like myself. You know, there are going to be different advantages for one compared to the other. So it's not going to be easy to try to have a consistent upload schedule and try to make your content stand out very easily on your own. But it's just like, this is a bummer, you know? And it's like, and I know I've had some people ask like, oh, why don't you upload on other, like this kind of content on other platforms? It's like, I know I've had some people like saying like BitChute or Rumble or Odyssey. Like I've got accounts on those platforms, but I don't want to have to make another channel for like specifically like WWE content, especially if I can't be reassured that those sites are going to be safe for that kind of content as well. Because like all of a sudden that same problem could lurk around for those websites too. So it's like, it's a risk that I don't really feel like going through. And I know I've been asked, what about TikTok? Like I've had some DoubleZWWE content on there. And if you guys want to find me on TikTok, the channel name is the same as this channel, the DoubleZTV. I've got some DoubleZWWE content on there, but it's just like, I can't commit to an upload schedule over there, because it's like, I've had my issues with TikTok over the years with false takedowns, with like community guideline problems. It's like, I can't easily trust the platform like I compared to like probably what others would trust with. But that's just me. Like maybe I'll upload some on TikTok once in a while, but it's just like, I'm not gonna promise anything, just depending on what my mood is. Because like, again, my stress levels haven't been the best lately with like work and other stuff going on. So it's just like, play as you go. But as I mentioned with all this, as of yesterday, I'm officially considering DoubleZWWE retired from YouTube. So I'm hoping, like, I know people are going to be bummed. I know. Like, again, there were people that were waiting forever for me to bring the channel back and everything. When 2021 came around, like, everybody's asking, when are you going to bring it back? Come back. We miss it and all this stuff. And look, I thank everybody who's ever supported DoubleZWWE. Like, seriously, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do mean it. And it's like, and I'm glad that like people love the channel and like it brought happy memories and everything like that. And that's amazing. But it's just like, it's one of those cases where it's like, it truly does not feel safe to just continue having a channel like that anymore. Like, who's to say that any other channels are not going to get taken down that currently exist with that kind of content now? Like, it could happen to anybody else at this point. It's just like nothing's like for certain in terms of safety or like reassurance on this platform in terms of like not getting a video taken down for copyright or community guidelines or whatever's going on, you know? But like, I'm just hoping that people can see my point of view and understand why this decision is made. Because again, this was not one of those instantaneous like, oh yeah, like I was not looking for a reason to leave like DoubleZWWE there and like delete the videos. Like this was like a concern where it's like I had no choice just to keep everything else safe, you know? Like again, I'm hoping people are understanding of this. Like I really do. But I just wanted to finally talk about this because again, like this was just waving on my mind. Like I know I made some posts like on Twitter and Instagram and now Facebook about this because I feel like people should know. People should know what happened. Because again, I know this is WWE doing this. I know it. Because again, I got told by Brothers of Destruction 22 about it, and I trust him with this information. So if anybody out there is trying to claim that they're getting blamed for this, please don't believe them. It's a complete lie. Like we know it's WWE doing this, 100%. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to try to have some breakfast, maybe play some video games to clear my mind. Maybe I'll make another post or two on DoubleZWWE, maybe tag some channels to hopefully help some other people get their channels, like some traffic there that I want to help out with in the community. Like I want to just rest for a bit. Because again, this has just been very, very unnerving. Like I know I got to work on the podcast still because like episode 300 is coming up next week and that's going to be the new logo and all that stuff. So I got to get that planned. But for anybody, if anybody has any questions, like anybody want anything clarified on, please feel free to ask me in the comments or hit me up on social media if you guys want to talk about anything, get something cleared up, and hopefully I can get this whole thing, like get everybody caught up to speed with all this. Because again, this is one of the hardest decisions for me wholeheartedly. But hope you all have a good day, have a good morning or whatever, folks. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out and good day, everybody. And thank you to DoubleZWWE.